All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, it's been we've been off and running again, traveling the world. We got day jobs doing what we do. Again, it's the Novice Sports Show. This is a show where three guys came together plus one organically to talk about sports from a novice point of view. Again, as always, we are trying to grow the channel. So we want you to like, share, subscribe, leave comments, and of course, our catchphrase is you can leave a comment. We might read it, but we will not because we got day jobs. So with that, we're going to jump in our intros. We got our first one,
I was Ben.
we got our second,
Jay.
and we got our third.
AJ.
AJ, and of course, we got A-Dub. So, again, as we always say, it's the most fabulous time of the year. We got baseball, we got the beginnings of basketball, we got football, we got all these things popping off. But we got the world champs in basketball who are going to defend their run potentially. But we had a question, right? This goes back to, the early 2000s. Some of us were born, some of us weren't. And this is how does OKC, you know, pay tribute to the foundation, because again, they had a squad, man. They had Ibaka, they had KD, they had the Cookman, Harden, they had what's the other one? Westbrook.
West.
They
Yeah.
had a squad and they broke it up, but of course, they didn't win nothing. So, but of course, the team that won, SGA and all them other cats and Chet, yada yada yada. So, what do you think, OKC is going to do when it comes time to pay tribute to those folks? What you got, Jay?
So I'm really trying to figure out how they're gonna pay tribute to SGA, Dub, and Chet as compared to Harden, KD, and Russ, just because KD, Harden, and Russ laid the foundation. But yeah, SGA, Chet, Dub, they come through with your first championship. Obviously, we don't know how their career will unfold, but knowing KD, Russ, and Harden, how their career has unfolded,
Mhm.
individually, they've collected all these accolades, right? So, for example, KD, we know he's a top five talent ever, and he started with OKC. We understand that he won a few with Golden State, but we deem Golden State to kind of spotlight Steph as opposed to KD. So I'm really interested in how they're going to develop a plan to kind of make these statues or make a statue. I believe that maybe it should be more in the sense of a Mount Rushmore statue
Mhm.
type of deal, kind of um shedding spotlight on everybody that's contributed to the actual organization as opposed to just one person getting it. I just don't see how one person can
Well,
uh, kind of,
well,
benefit from everything.
think about it, right? We've had this conversation before. Whose team is it, right?
Right now.
I'm just saying in general when we talk NBA, when you say
See, that's the thing though. That's the thing. When you think of OKC, who do you think of first?
SGA, who do you think of?
But
I
that's
mean, right
current.
now, huh?
That's current. I don't think if I go ask an older guy, the first thing he's
Yeah,
gonna say is when he thinks of OKC is SGA. I'm sorry.
yeah, but see, but that's the guy who won the championship. Right now, it's his team,
That's
right?
true. That's true
So,
though. Yeah,
so
yeah,
when we
for sure.
so, so when we
Yeah.
talk about you know, let's talk LeBron. Everybody knows LeBron. Every team LeBron has gone to, with the exception of the first year of the Heat, he's been the
Matter of
face
fact,
of the
good
franchise.
example. Good example. Bron's not
He,
going to get a statue with the Miami Heat. I'm sorry. He's
yeah,
not.
he's not
Yes.
going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
He is? You think he is?
Yeah, yes.
no,
Yeah,
Dwayne
yes.
Wade. But see, the thing about it is, so again, I use LeBron as the example, right?
Okay.
What I'm
Okay.
saying is, right, normally the guy that gets the statue is the guy that's the face of the franchise, right? We
Yes.
don't
Yes.
care. I mean, and we can talk about Jordan. Scottie Pippen played, Horace Grant played, Dennis Rodman played. Who's
Yeah.
statue up
You're
front?
right. All right. So Ben, chime in right quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
All right.
In OKC's kind of 10-year runs,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's been three phases of the organization.
Yeah,
KD, there was a phase. KD was the face.
yeah,
Phase where Westbrook was the face because he was the only one there.
yeah,
Now you have Shea.
yeah. But they, What quantifies what? I got a ring.
Yeah, I definitely think that a championship or some level of like
Winning.
I think that Russ may because of his he's Mr. Triple Double. KD also has the MVP, but at the same time, I just value Russ's more. I don't know.
You value
I don't
Russ's
know
more?
what it is. Um,
Well, okay. What Ben is saying is this:
and like
What KD was doing it, he had a squad. When Russ is doing it, it
Yeah,
was just
he was solo.
Russ.
Yeah,
It
for
was
sure.
just
For sure.
Russ.
For
Russ
sure.
had to get a triple double every game for
But
them to
then
stay in a
even
game.
yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
yeah, and that and plus the way that they separated with KD just going straight to Golden State versus Russ who got traded. It's just I think it's two different scenarios, but at the same time, I think that what going back to what y'all were saying about how it should only be Shea getting like a statue,
Hmm.
I don't agree with that. I think that I think that a championship squad is the squad. I don't think that it's just Shea because
No, but
those players
So
are still key players.
but go ahead. Oh,
so
AJ's been talking.
when you're talking about statues, right? There's a reason why there's not that many, right? So every team don't have statues out in front of their building
Maybe not
because
full
every
blown
team,
statues, but
e-
some teams
e-
do have like tribute walls, and that's what I'm talking about.
Well,
no,
I
no,
mean,
every
it's different.
team's got a
Yeah.
ring of honor, and I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
A lot of these dudes that make the Hall of Fame shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. They should be in their team's ring of honor, right?
Mhm.
Because to me, you can be dominant for your team. That doesn't necessarily mean you're deserving, in my book, to be in the Hall of Fame. So, so back to the point about the Miami. He clearly was ran that franchise, his franchise, which is why he has a statue. Why he deserves a statue is as bad as it looks, but that's another conversation. But um, LeBron put them back on the map. But yeah, you're right. They're not going to give LeBron a statue,
Yeah.
um, even though he was the best player in the world during that time.
Right.
During those 4 years, they won 2 titles. They went to four. But yeah, they're not going to give him a statue because he wasn't there long enough.
Hmm.
Um, Now, the funny thing is, he's been with the Lakers this time around longer than he's been anywhere.
Hmm.
But if I'm the Lakers, do I give him a statue?
No.
No.
He'll probably get one because he broke the record when he was a Laker, because he's been there for a while as a Laker, and because he's arguably the best player. And I don't think they can they don't want time to go by and them not get credit for LeBron. So will he get a Kobe style statue? Probably not.
Mm-mm.
But I think the Lakers probably do end up putting a LeBron statue somewhere. Um, but if they didn't, would I be mad? Nah, not really.
Mm-mm.
Cleveland
Yeah.
should make a statue the size of the World Trade Center
Yeah.
and stick it right in the middle of the daggone city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, that should be the biggest statue anybody ever got. Should be what Cleveland puts for LeBron.
Yeah. I mean, I can
But as far
see.
as OKC,
Yeah.
SGA is so young and still in his prime. Let's say he were to leave next year, right, and never come back to OKC, maybe they don't put a statue because they're like, well, this dude, he got us one. He was an MVP. He left, which is the same reason why
Kawhi.
I would be shocked if KD gets one
Hmm.
Speaking of
Yeah.
that, AJ, like
because
Kawhi.
KD left.
I don't think Kawhi's gonna get one with the Raptors. I think DeMar would get one before Kawhi, but Kawhi won them.
Nah, Kawhi wasn't there
Well,
long enough.
here's the thing. I agree, but I don't think anybody for the Raptors should get a statue.
That was horrible.
That I agree with too, though.
Yeah, ain't nobody
Hold
like
on,
ain't no
You know what I'm
getting up there.
saying?
Kyle Lowry might get one.
For why?
Ring
I
of
don't
Because
know
Honor.
he's a
why. I don't
Look,
know.
midpoint.
look, Ring of
Because
Honor,
because
maybe.
he was a mid point guard for a lot of years.
He said, like I said, but yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be difficult. But yeah, but see, I mean that
So, so,
okay.
so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, AJ. Let's say SGA stays for a while. Owner comes up to you, hey, how we want to develop the statue is like I was saying, we kind of want to do it like a Mount Rushmore and kind of shed spotlight on all of these greats that we've had coming through the organization. Do you get mad if you're SGA and be like, nah, I want my own statue. I'm the one that won. Do you get mad?
Probably. I
Especially
mean,
if,
I
especially
don't
if
know
you
what
win
kind of
another one.
I don't know what kind of
Especially if you win
ego
another one.
SGA has. Yeah,
Yeah.
Harden does not deserve anything in OKC because he became Harden after he left.
Right, 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 right.
So if they won that title, then you could do a Harden, Russ,
KD.
KD, the big three statue. But they didn't win, and then they all left. So no,
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess it depends though. I
yeah,
mean, but then that goes against the model, right? I mean, when you see a statue, it's not four dudes. It's one.
Right. You think of one.
Always one dude. I mean, the only Mount Rushmore is the one we got with presidents on it. That's it.
yeah,
You're talking about a span of time. You're talking about decades, hundreds of years. So, like so when you talk sports, because our memory is so short, we ain't gonna remember Horace Grant or Paxson, like or any
right.
of them cats. We remember Michael Jordan. The rest of them cats.
You know the one, yeah, the one team I could see doing like that group statue thing
Who?
would be Golden State.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I could see a statue because Clay and Draymond and Steph, it's like it's hard to think of one without the
The other.
others,
Mhm.
right? And even though KD got the two, KD's not gonna be on that statue.
Mm-mm.
If they
Nope.
do a thing in Golden State, it's gonna be Clay, Draymond, maybe holding up Steph in the middle, shooting the jumper.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, and
yeah.
they might stick Steve Kerr at the bottom,
Speaking of
stepping on
Mark Jackson,
Mark Jackson.
stepping on Mark Jackson to get up top.
I'll design I'll design the trophy for him. I mean the statue for him. Mark Jackson at the bottom, looking up like, why not me? Steve Kerr with his boot on his head, and then the other three around him, and then KD in the back being like, hey, what about me?
It'd be a great statue
That'd be a great
design.
statue.
Great statue
Yes.
design. How's our meeting gonna end in 10 minutes? They're tripping. But yeah, man, like I said, but that'll be fun thing. That'll be a fun thing to see. Like I said, I did get an opportunity to watch the Netflix special, and they talked about Harden and how the team broke up. I wasn't aware of the contract negotiations, but of course some of the animosity that he felt. When he said he got traded because he didn't even know about it. He said, but everybody congratulating him, saying, "Yeah, you got paid." Because he said he at that time he was just more. The media portrayed it as it was all about him, but he said it was all, he was really about the team. He wanted to win a championship. And he said he felt with that team, they could have at least like maybe gotten two. So, like I said, I wasn't even
Oh,
aware.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, also, hold on. I'm sorry. To add to that,
Mhm.
you're talking about the Harden thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I mean, I
Oh,
saw that little clip and I said, I was just like, wow, because like the media portrayed him as it's all about me.
right.
It's all about me. It's all about me. He said,
Self-centered.
he said it wasn't the case.
Yeah, we're just misunderstood
Yeah,
sometimes.
he said the media painted me a certain way. And, he said, I wanted a ring more than
I,
anything.
did you see? I don't know if people know the backstory on the KD comment when he was like, "Bron knew we were coming."
Yeah.
The backstory to that and why he said that is because do y'all remember the Olympics?
Yeah.
When Harden joined, Dwayne Wade and Braun was in Harden's ear was saying, "You're good enough to have your own team," and that's the year that he got traded to Houston.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, so Dwayne Wade was like the first I think James Harden says it, and I forgot what he was getting interviewed
Mhm.
on. But Dwayne Wade was like one of the first ones in his ear, like, bro, you're good enough to have your own team.
So you want to win, you can have your own team, you get mad points, but can't do it by yourself.
That's true.
But if you think about it, right? So how does that team work? Think about like the talent that team has, but prime Russ, prime KD,
Mhm.
prime Harden. I don't think that works because there's not enough basketballs, right?
But it
Harden
worked with
averaged
Brooklyn though.
40,
Hmm?
huh?
It worked with Brooklyn when
No, it
Brooklyn
didn't.
was actually in the in the
It
in the
didn't
good
work
headspace.
because they were all hurt and we never got to see it. And we had Kyrie and not Russ.
Right.
So think about the early guys, right? They were young, they were in their prime. Harden was scoring 40 at Houston.
Yep.
KD was scoring 35, and Russ was averaging a triple double. How does that work on the same team? Because remember, it worked early because everybody was young.
Mhm.
I
Well, I
don't
think
see how those three prime dudes together. I don't see how it works.
I mean
The only way I see it works, KD, we don't have to worry about KD. KD will adjust.
he'll adjust.
Harden would have to play more of a Clay role, and what I mean by that, or Clay, yeah, Clay JJ Redick role is more off the ball. He would never, I don't think he would ever have the full capabilities to run point. More of a Brad Beal. Brad Beal. That's how
Mhm.
Harden would have to play off the ball. And I think it would I think Russ and Harden would have to play like John Wall and Brad Beal, how they played in those prime years in Washington. For that to work.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's taking away what they do, right? And what they did. So think about it. Harden, and again, you can't go back in time, but
Not really.
Harden was
Not really though,
averaging
AJ.
40.
Not really though,
What
AJ.
you mean?
I mean, because yes, we loved Russ having those 30-point triple doubles, but it could have been easy for Russ to get a 10-point, 10-10-10 triple double. Harden to score
But
whatever.
what I'm saying is, if you can get a 30 point, 12 and 12 triple double, you're gonna dial that time go get 10 10s. Harden, remember when he was peak Harden? He was dribbling with the air out the ball. He was um, creating moves that nobody ever saw before.
Yeah.
Does he ever
Walking.
get that chance? Does he ever get that chance if he stays in OKC? Because KD's gonna be your number one option. So it's gonna be like, hey man, give KD the ball.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, except same thing. I
So
mean,
I,
they made it. They kind
yeah,
of made it. Well, the blueprint is if you want to win, you got to make some type of concession. You go get your money, but as we always say, how many guys continually say, you know what, I got to strike when the iron's hot. I go get my money. Then you got those guys who say, you know what, I want to win this championship because these championships are forever. You
Yep.
know, hey, I just won 3 championships. Yeah, but you don't have $80 million. Yeah, but I got a bunch of Campbell's commercials because I won 3 Super Bowls and I'm the last survivor,
True.
right?
True.
Because again, it's about future thought. Like I said,
yeah, yeah. I can buy a lot. Hey, I can buy a lot of soup with that 80 million though.
yeah, you can, but no, like I said, but then you're like Arenas. You got your own podcast, and some people watch it and some people don't. Like I said, when you think Arenas, you think what? Again, you think what? He was a scorer, a baller. But is he in the annals? He'll probably be in the Hall of Fame. But do we really ever talk about Arenas?
He better not be.
I'm just saying,
But
maybe
but
one
here's the
day he
thing though,
will.
and they talk about this on their show. Who would you rather be, Gilbert Arenas or Swaggy P? Swaggy P got a championship,
Mhm.
but he was like the 8 9 man on the team.
He's
Or
gonna
would
be a
you
top
want to be
five.
Gilbert? Nah, not on that championship team when he got the ring.
No, which one? I was like, what team was he on? Sorry, Swaggy P.
Lakers.
Oh,
I
look,
thought you
he
I thought you
was
were talking about
he
the Golden
wasn't in
State
this. Look, he
team.
wasn't in. Look, in the NBA, seriously, all you have what? You have your top five plus your 6 year rotation. You know the top six. You don't know nobody else. So I said all that to say, yeah, I mean, yeah, the 15th man will get a ring. You know, it's like Cornbread Maxwell, right? He got a ring, he got a show, and you get a little bit of love because he got some rings. Eventually, yeah, given that scenario, yeah, I much rather be Gilbert Arenas because again, Gilbert Arenas is more well known than Swaggy P. Make sense? Now, would you
He
rather
wasn't.
be?
Hey, you forget Swaggy P in his heyday.
Debatable.
He was
That's
dating
debatable.
Iggy. Yeah,
That's
Swaggy P
debatable.
got that what he a reality show status.
I think Swaggy P lived more of a rock star lifestyle than Gilbert did.
Hmm,
Yeah,
And I think people forget like Swaggy P did go to USC. Like
okay,
he was one of the stars over there.
the
Not saying
USC.
Gil didn't have an amazing career. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, that's all. Like I said, it just depends on the difference. Like I said, I mean, I'll be honest. Like I said, I personally speaking, I'd rather be the sixth man on a championship team because I know I'm gonna get paid and I'm gonna get some rub somewhere.
Yeah, well, I guess for me, the only true winner that's one of the role models that I have is
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers only
is
won.
who?
Oh,
It's
oh my
Kobe.
Oh,
God.
Aaron
Oh,
Rodgers
you
only
said Aaron
won one.
Rodgers.
He has like 3 or 4 MVPs. Harden
Yeah,
is my favorite player.
yeah.
He has individual accolades, but not really team success. But
Yeah.
yep.
Man, I said it just like I said,
get me Gil.
yeah, like I said, but like I said, again, it depends on what you want.
Yeah,
That's all it is. I mean, yeah, again, I like championships.
I got you.
Money's cool, blah 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 blah. But like I said, I like the championships to be to be mentioned in those sentences or those even in those conversations.
But like so hold on. Speaking of money, can
Mhm.
I talk about that the next topic real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Um, so G League, Louisville, I mean G League
Mhm.
player commits to Louisville,
Yeah.
which is interesting because that caused all the uproar because like 2 days before that, a G League person had committed to another smaller school, but whatever.
Hmm.
Um, all this uproar about, G League guy going back to school. He has 2 years of eligibility remaining, and people don't believe that that's fair or that's frowned upon. They're not really excited about it. But there was a coach at the BYU University, and he kind of posed this question and said, "What is the difference between a 21-year-old from the G League, which isn't the NBA?" not on the NBA contract, comes back and exercises his rights to play college ball. What's in between him versus some of these schools getting these international players from these international clubs at the same age?
100%. I agree.
Well, I agree. Like I
I
said,
don't think there is.
there's
I
no
don't think
difference.
there is a difference.
There's not. I mean, I think the fact that they're just mad they didn't do it first. Think about it, right?